This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning, everybody. I just want to let these political bastards know that I'm back. And you no good son of a bitches, I'm back for the duration. I'm back to beat your asses. Politically, of course. I'm back to take back this great county, this great state, this great country. And you guys, you better get a bulldozer and bull me down. And then you better bury me 6 foot under, because until that time comes, you've got my word, you rotten bastards, that I'm coming after you. And I think the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition is coming after you. And I think all the good people of St. Clair County, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, independents, maybe a few transgenders, I don't know, I don't care. Just don't take a crap in the women's bathroom if you're a transgender and you vote for us, because they'll throw it all out on us. It'll be, look what them guys are doing. But seriously, people, this is a station that plays country music, and country music is all about this great country. Many stories about this great country. And my show is about this country. It's about all of us. You've heard me before. People say, Bob, I'm your fan. I listen all the time. I said, no, I'm your fan. If you good people take the time out to listen to me so I can try to explain. And remember, people, I'm probably the dumbest son of a bitch in the world. But once you've watched the show enough times, even if you're an ignorant bastard like me, you know what's going on. You can explain what you watched day after day, year after year on the TV. I can tell you that because I've been around the political setting in St. Clair County all my life. I've been actively involved in one way or the other for 50 years in politics. And I know where all the skeletons are buried. I actually wish I could talk about them, but I am a man, and there's certain things, when you're on somebody's side, you see them do something wrong, you just got to let that go. But I've told my enemies from that day forward, I'm after you, and they all know what I'm talking about. And I've been a police officer. I've been in federal prison. I've been with the Democrats, and now I'm against them. And I mean this sincerely. It's more tragic what I see in St. Clair County and throughout this state and country about what these politicians do. That was more tragic than what I witnessed in prison. And I mean that sincerely. You know, when you're in prison, you allegedly, I must have been the only guy, and I felt sorry for everybody else in Leavenworth. I was the only guy that was guilty. All those guys were innocent. There was 2,000 innocent people, because they'd tell you, hey, I'm innocent. And it was funny. But let me tell you, people, I am a candidate for state representative, and I'm not perfect. And I've had an experience here recently, and I don't know if I'm any closer to God, but I may be coming that way. But when a guy tells me, God will forgive you, and if God can forgive you, the voters better forgive, because I don't think they're any better than God. Maybe they're on the same level. I really don't know. I'm still confused on that religious issue. But people, we got to look forward, not backwards. I've made a mistake. There's other people made mistakes. Someone yesterday, Bobby, you can't run. You've been in trouble. I said, number one, that was 15 years ago. And number two, I'm running because I'm dedicated to getting rid of this culture of corruption. And if God would come down and expose these bastards for what they did, they'd all be convicted felons 20 years ago. You people know what's going on. These guys cover each other's asses. It's round robin with these son of a bitches. And you know, even the good Democrats, there's a lot of good Democrats that are going to cross over in the next election. And they're not crossing over to the dark side. They're not crossing over to the bad side. They're crossing over because they're smart enough now. They've listened to my show. They've talked with people. They're smart enough to know that they're going to vote the person, not the party. Now down in East St. Louis, you know, we're going to have a few problems down there. It's a federal election. The federal boys are going to be out. There's going to be some undercover people. They're going to be trying to buy some votes. And I like the people in East St. Louis and below the hill. There's a lot of proud black people. But they all get okey-fa-doked. You'll get a few of the committeemen, vote this way. And people in East St. Louis, Allerton, Washington Park, Centerville, Cahokia, Brooklyn, Caseyville, when you vote the way your precinct committeeman tells you to vote, all you're doing is putting more money in his pocket. Now, you may get $5, $10 up front. You may get a blunt. Maybe you get a pint of something. But these guys get $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year jobs. That's why they're pushing. And they'll tell, I'm running against Eddie Jackson. Don't vote for that hunky. He's running against a black guy. And I say, bull crap. I've done more for the proud black community below the hill than those guys, with my money, than those guys have done with political money. Anytime you get something from Eddie Jackson for the Senator Foghorn, I say Buckwheat Claiborne, from Parks and from those guys, they may donate $25, $50. They don't pull it out of their pocket. They write a check from their campaign committee, so they're not giving you that money. The people that supported them are giving you that money. And I will say, I'm going to be self-funded. I don't need a fundraiser. And I don't think it's right for somebody to say, hey, come in and support me, give me some money, and then election day go out and get everybody to vote for me. I mean, hell, there's no upside for the voter. You know, give the voter a break. I'm going to ask for your support. Everybody's supporting the 114th State Representative District. That's enough. That's more than enough. I'm not going to ask for your money to add insult to injury. But we'll get to that at some point in time. But people, the elections will be coming up. They're not right around the corner. But in the scheme of things, in the scheme of life, you know, that 12 months before the election, that's not far off. And it's just like a new house that you're building. You don't build it overnight. You don't build that house overnight. It takes a while. You have to build a great foundation, and then your house will be great. And that's what we're doing with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're building a great foundation. We're working with a lot of the decent Republican people. They understand the concept that we have to unite Democrats, Republicans, independents, men, women, black and white, because that's the only way together that we can beat this culture of corruption. And you all know, I don't care if you've been a lifelong Democrat. You know about the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. You know about the St. Clair County Democratic Organization. I would call them the St. Clair County Democratic Mafia. But then I'd have to apologize to the mafia, of course, because they're not as bad as these rotten bastards. But we'll get into that. Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. Call toll free 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. Anything you good people want to talk about. Let's don't talk about your trash didn't get picked up, but you got something to talk about politically. You can come after me. This is America. I'll come back after you, but you'll have every right to say what you want to say. I would rather have somebody stand up and talk bad about me than to remain silent, because that's the worst thing a person can do is remain silent. You know, let me tell you one thing, and you can take this to the bank. There'll be one day, hopefully way, way, way down the road, that you will be silent, and you'll be silent forever then. So let's all, I don't care what side you're on, let's fight for what we believe in. You know, a good boxer, a good ball team, they don't want to play a ringer. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And that's why I feel. Let's get it together. Let's get the Democrats out there, the Republicans. Let's have a strong candidates and a strong fight, a political fight, of course. Let's don't let these Democrats walk all over us. They've been doing that for 30, 40 years. You got Barasivic, red on the noodle like a pecker on the poodle. Now he's running his son, blow job Barasivic. Barasivic's been in office 30-some-odd years, eating at the trough. Now, here's the problem. We're going to come after him. They're going to try to circumvent the Illinois state constitution, the great constitution of ours, the law of our land of Illinois. So they've resigned as judges. Now they're going to come back and run so they don't have to get 60% like the Constitution says. And that's everybody out there, Democrat, Republican, men, women, black and white. That should piss you off because these guys are supposed to be shepherds of the law and they're going to circumvent the law? Are you crazy? Now, they don't like me because I've exposed these son of a bitches. And I tell you all the time, please listen to me. Please don't believe me. Just listen to me. And then what you hear from me, you research, and then you'll come back and you'll say, that son of a bitch was telling the truth. And I may tell the truth in a little bit different way than you do, or your parents do. Probably really different than the priest and the pastors do, but that's okay. This is America. We can agree to disagree. But as I said before, if I bring you $1 million in a nice, clean suitcase, you're going to accept it. If I take that same $1 million, put it on a pallet, and put cow crap on it, you're going to accept it. The message was sent different, but the message was the same, the $1 million. So people, let's just start thinking. We're going to hit politics day in and day out, but we can go any directions, just like with our community billboard. We like to help people out. Let's go there, and then with me, I'll tell you what, let's go with Ryan Stuckey first, because Ryan's a busy man. Ryan Stuckey, a friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine, even when some people weren't. He ran for state rep in 2012 against Eddie Jackson. He knew he had an uphill battle, but you know what he did? He fought it, and he fought it hard. He lost, but he's not a loser. You hear our commercial, our promo about Abe Lincoln. Lost for Congress, lost for vice president, had a failing business, screwed something else up. But Abe Lincoln was no loser. Ryan Stuckey, Bob Romanik, we're not losers, we're fighters, and we're going to fight till the end. But Ryan Stuckey, what the heck is going on in your world? And I told Ryan he's only got 20 words because he's got a great radio voice, and I sound like crap anyway, and he makes me sound worse. Ryan, what's going on in your world?
Well, Bob, I just wanted to stop by today to let everybody know that this upcoming Saturday, September 26th, is the second annual Fall Foodie Fest up at Althoff High School from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And they're going to have 4 food trucks up there. Steamroller, St. Louis Taco, 2 Girls, 4 Wheels, and my favorite, Pie and Wing Nuts.
How the hell did you say that with a straight face? But you got that out, didn't you?
They're going to have music by Soul Shake, and the proceeds benefit the West Belleville Promotional Committee. And donations are going to be made to Nicholas Day. He was the young gentleman that was stabbed in the attack of his mom, Sharita Day.
Oh, yeah,
in Swansea last month. The contact for the event, if you have any questions, is Karen Lynn, and her phone number is 618-972-7213. Again, if you have any questions regarding the event, Karen Lynn, 618-972-7213. But again, that's up at Althoff Catholic High School this Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
And everyone's invited.
Everyone's invited.
I wonder if she's related to Gary Lynn. Is that Gary Lynn's daughter?
It is.
I'll tell you what, Gary Lynn, what a great guy. You know, passed too soon. What a wonderful man. And, honey, if you're listening, be proud of your father. What a great guy. Secondly, And I'm going to let you, and you people, you heard Ryan Stuckey. You see how good he sounds. So don't take that personal whenever I start cussing him out after he leaves. But Ryan, you're also, I talked earlier that you ran for state rep on the Republican ticket. And I hate to say Republican ticket, Democratic ticket, because in the county elections, in the municipal elections, at least they're smart enough in the municipal elections to have nonpartisan. You know, you're not going to do anything different if you're the Democratic coroner or the Republican coroner, the Democratic auditor or the Republican auditor. The auditor 2 and 2 is 4. I mean, it is what it is, but the Democrats all these years, they want to keep that, you got to vote Democrat because your parents will roll over in their grave. I say my parents, who were Democrats, would roll over in their grave today if they saw what this Democratic organization has become. This is not, and you were primarily, and your pop, what a great guy, Rocky Stuckey. You guys were primarily the Republican persuasion because they make you choose to be one or two. But, you know, you never want to vote just because somebody's a Democrat or a Republican. But you've been fighting for your cause. Now I hear that you're going to be a candidate for county board.
Yes, Bob. For the 2016 election, I'm going to be running for county board in District 17 that's on the west end of Belleville.
And who's the gentleman that's the county board member now?
The current member is Dr. Curtis Jones.
And you know what? I just said that. I know who he was. I've been to these county board meetings for being a doctor, and I salute him for trying to save people's lives. But he's on the county board. He comes up there. They've got packets, Ryan, 2 and 3 inches thick about the county activity and what they're going to vote on. 95% of the county board members pick up, I shouldn't say 95, probably 75, pick up that packet 10 minutes before the meeting. They never look at it. They just vote accordingly. And I would think that Dr. Jones, who's an intelligent man, would think things out, would research things, but he doesn't. And that's the problem, Ryan, and that's the problem, people. We need a two-party system in St. Clair County because whatever Kern wants, whatever Bear Civic wants, whatever Sprague wants, these county board members, you know, they're like puppets. They go along with the program, and if they think different and think I'm lying, then call me and we'll talk about it. But they won't call Ryan because, you know, they're all bobbleheads up there. The Democrats, especially the few Republicans, and Frank Hillegenstein, what a great guy. He's a Democrat, but he votes his constituents' wishes. He don't go along with the program just because Kern and Sprague say go along with it. And I know you won't be a bobblehead.
No, not at all. I mean, the important thing, Bob, is again, as you mentioned, is to vote the way your constituents believe you should vote on the issue to represent your part of St. Clair County. The great thing for 2016 is that, including the chairman's position, 20 of the 30 seats are up for election in 2016. So we can move to have a
two-party system again.
A two-party system / the voice of the constituents represented on the county board.
Yeah, you know, that's what I said. And again, I'm going to pound it because I am running for state representative. There wasn't one son of a bitch, one politician that come to me or had a town hall meeting and say, hey, Bob, what do you think about the texting and the telephone? I would have said, hey, that texting is dangerous. Let's try to get rid of that. But then they put in there, you can't hit a button and put a telephone up to your ear. Now, you can hit a button on your radio. You can hit a button on your navigation system and look at it. But you can't hit a button and put your phone up to the ear to check on your family or to do some business while you're driving down the street. But I can and it's true, and I'm not being facetious. I can drive down the street. A state trooper can come the other way. I can put a bologna sandwich up to my ear and not get in any trouble. And it's amazing how these politicians, they want your vote, they want your guidance until they get elected, they want your support, but after that, they forget about everything that's going on.
You're exactly correct, Bob. You know, the county board members that do show up on a regular basis for the meetings rarely research the topics at hand, or what's worse off is that the county board members don't even have the proper information regarding some of the recent hires or nominations. You know, they're not given a resume of these proposed employees. They're just told that's who you need to vote for.
Ryan, we're going to let you go. I got to get to community housekeeping. But, again, this in Altoff is where? Give me one more shot at that.
Yes, the Fall Foodie Fest is up at Altoff Catholic High School. That's just at the intersection of Frank Scott and West Main.
Okay, and can you give a pledge to the people, and you'll be back on the air, I'm sure. Will you pledge to the people that you'll vote your constituents' wishes and not the party's policies?
Yes, I mean I'm one to, as you always state, vote the person, not the party. So the same thing goes, I believe, to vote the agenda item or the proposed idea for the county, not necessarily what your party thinks is best.
That's right, and it's not the party at that time. On big issues, maybe, but whenever there's local issues, I'm going to the community. I'm having town hall meetings. I'm going to ask the people. And if it pisses off the Democrats in Springfield, if it pisses off the Republicans in Springfield, I don't give a damn. I want to represent the people that put me in office just like you do, and that's the way every public servant should be. But we've got too many politicians that we need to get rid of. Mr. Ryan Stuckey, running for County Board, District Number 17 out of St. Clair County. A great man, had a great pop in Rocky. What a great man he was. Be proud of him, and you have a good day, Ryan.
All right, thanks, Bob.
Let's get to our housekeeping. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with another friend of mine, John Watkins, Big John Watkins. Everybody. He's a white boy, and he can't jump. But he was a teacher in East St. Louis for his whole career, East St. Louis School District. He was also a hell of a football player. Graduated class of 65, and we're going to talk a little positive about East St. Louis. I'm tired of these bastards saying East St. Louis this and East St. Louis is that, and it is. But it's not because of the good people in East St. Louis. It's because the politicians have led the good people in the wrong direction. St. Louis Lung Cancer Connection hosts the first annual Rock and Roll Trivia Night. It'll be held at the Pavilion at Lemay, 305 Gregg Road on September the 26th. So you people, doors open at 6. Trivia starts at 7. It's Rock and Roll Trivia, the first annual Rock and Roll Trivia at the Pavilion at Lemay, 305 Gregg Road on September the 26th. Benefit ride. Any vehicles welcome. All proceeds donated to the St. Labori Grade School. It's Saturday, October the 10th. Sign-up starts at 11 a.m. Rides start at the Brick House Bar and Grill across from the church in St. Labori. They're going to have 50-50 drawings, cooler raffles, rain or shine. The benefit goes to the St. Labori Grade School. That's Saturday, October the 10th, the benefit ride. All vehicles welcome. The Misfits Car Club hosting their car show at Jefferson Barracks. It's sponsored by the Friends of Jefferson Barracks. It's Sunday, October the 4th. At the amphitheater, entry fees $20. It'll start from noon at 8 a.m. until noon, and then the car show will start at noon, so you can register. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call 314-898-6655. Sunday, October the 4th, from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Hall opens at noon at the Mascoutah. Great people out of Mascoutah. The Mascoutah Moose Lodge, located at 111 North 2nd Street in Mascoutah. Tickets are $10 in advance, $12 at the door. You can contact Lanny Kranz at 618-531-7445. That's Lonnie Kranz at 618-531-7445. It's sponsored in part by the Southside Auto Body Incorporated and the Mascoutah Moose Lodge 815. All proceeds to benefit the Mascoutah Food Pantry. You're invited to attend the third annual Pet Adopt-a-thon, Sunday, September the 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Silver Creek Saloon, 2520 Mascoutah Avenue in Belleville. The American Legion Meat Shoot, American Legion Belleville Post 1937. This Sunday, September the 27th at noon at TR's Place, located at 4901 Concordia Church Road. For more information, you can contact their commander, Jim Farbus, at 618-409-1212. Also, the American Legion Post 1255 on Saturday, September the 26th, have their huge flea market. They're located at 201 Eiler Road. Opens at 8 a.m. You can get a space. They're still available for $15. Food and drink available. You can contact 538-5445 for additional information. The St. Mary's Oktoberfest. St. Mary's of Alton, Illinois. Nice little school. These smaller schools have a rough time making it. They're going to have their St. Mary's Oktoberfest. Will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October the 9th, 10th, and 11th. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact St. Mary's at 618-465-4284. Trivia night for the Masonic Lodge, the Franklin Lodge, number 25, AF and AM, located on Washington Street in Alton, Illinois. That's this Saturday, September the 26th. Doors open at 6. Games start at 7:15. Grafton, Illinois, if you're up that way on September the 26th, I guess that's Saturday. That's tomorrow. They're having their Rot Rod and Raw Bike Build-Off. They also have live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's at the Hog Pit Barbecue Barn on the Great River Roads going up to Alton. First meat shoot of the season, Sunday, September the 27th, American Legion Post 1255, also 201 Isler Road in Belleville, sponsored by the Sons of the American Legion. St. Wenceslaus having their annual tailgate sale, this Saturday, tomorrow, September the 26th. They're located at 3014 Oregon Avenue. The hours are between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Spaces are still available. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Tim at 314-814-0486. Polish-American War Vets, their dance tomorrow from 2 to 6 p.m. Music by Pull Toys, a 70s rock and roll band, underneath their pavilion. If you have any questions or concerns, and those guys out at the Polish-American War Vets, they put on great meat shoots, great bunch of guys. Chico, again, you guys, thanks for all your support, and we'll try to give it back. If you have any questions or concerns or want to get involved or go to the 70s rock and roll band, the Pull Toys, tomorrow, you can call 398-5040. The St. Clair, 15th Annual St. Clair Oktoberfest, located in O'Fallon, Illinois at 3rd and Cherry Street. St. Clair Parish Oktoberfest this Saturday. Homemade German-style dinners, 4 to 7 p.m., entertainment from Jim Hersey, a great DJ, from 4 to 7. Then a live band from 7 to 11, Little Sisters. If you guys can make it out there, please do. All the proceeds go to the St. Clair Parish. Festus, Missouri, our good buddies, don't forget, tomorrow and Sunday, they're going to have the Woodstock of the South. Festus, Missouri Traditional Music Festival, September the 26th and 27th, starts at noon till 6 p.m. All kind of great bands out in Festus. It's going to be a weekend deal. They've got room rates for hotels if you want to spend the weekend in Festus. A lot of great people down there. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the music coordinator, George Ports, at 618-632-1384. And I want to thank again Gene Sine from Shiloh for all of his help. Pancake breakfast, all you can eat, at the Franklin Lodge in Alton, Illinois on Washington Avenue, October the 3rd from 7 to 11 a.m. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming, insanebroadcasting.com, one word, common spelling. You can like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station at KZQZ 1430 AM. You can also hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also broadcasting now from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every Monday through Friday at the stroke of midnight. On this date, September the 25th, 1846, the discovery of Neptune was announced. On this date, September the 25th, 1904, Charles Folis became the first black man to play pro football when he signed with the Shelby, Ohio Blues. On this date, September the 25th, 1926, Henry Ford announced an 8-hour, 5-day work week. On this date, September the 25th, 1975, Jackie Wilson, a great singer, suffered a heart attack on stage and lapsed into a coma. He never recovered and died 8 years later in that coma. On this date, September the 25th, 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor became the first woman Supreme Court Justice. On this date, September the 25th, 1988, Billy Carter, brother of President Jimmy Carter, died at age 51. He put his name on a brand of beer, which apparently also died. That's what happened on this date, September the 25th, throughout all these years in our world's history. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with John Watkins. Lines are always open. We are America's voice of freedom. Definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio at its finest. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio at its finest, and we are, as always, proud to be not only the Patriot, but proud to be an American. Before we get to my good buddy, Coach Big John Watkins, I want to salute everybody in Freeburg. I've got an email here that it said, I hope you can bring to light the attack we are experiencing here in Freeburg. Earlier in the year, this Little Peoples of America, but he's got little P-R-I-C. Well, I can't go with this, but that's what little whatever of America held their convention in St. Louis. They had on their agenda to destroy a small-town mascot, the Mighty Midget. And I want to salute the Mighty Midgets from Freeburg. Great bunch of people standing for what they believe in, true Americans. Thank you, everyone in Freeburg. It failed. Now they're threatening the school, and our coward school board is starting to cave. The LPA, Little People's Association, is now sending letters to all the schools who play Freeburg in sports and activities to threaten them into boycotting our concession stands that support our children. Our First Amendment rights are under attack. The local liberal media has taken the LPA's side. Please help our cause. See the letter they sent to 48 schools. Freeburg, Bob Romanik is with you, committed to you great people 150%. Everybody understand. You get bastards from out of the area coming and tell you what to do. And I've talked to people in Freeburg. People in Freeburg are proud people. The Mighty Midgets is a salute. I've said before, team's not going to be called the Mighty Scumbags or the Mighty Buttholes or the Mighty Anythings. This was a show of respect, the Mighty Midgets. And to be that politically correct, you little people, I said before, little people of America, grow up. Or if you can't grow up, jump up and kiss my ass. Let the people of Freeburg live their lives. They're good people out there. The Mighty Midgets is a respectable term. It's a mascot that they've learned to come to love and respect. But you know what? Even more than that, I don't give a damn. The people of Freeburg are standing tall. I'm not going to let somebody shove crap down my throat, especially not from my area. No one's ever made a situation of this. Everyone was proud of the Freeburg Midgets. And I say, you good people in Freeburg, you stand tall. And for these rotten little son of a bitches, and I mean that sincerely, to say, let's boycott, you want to hurt the children? You want to hurt the children, you little people? You little bastards? And I say that, and I know it's not politically correct. I'm politically insane. I don't give a damn. Let the people of Freeburg go. The Mighty Midgets, a great community of Freeburg. The Mighty Midgets, they've embraced that Mighty Midgets. And I want to salute everybody, men, women, Democrat, Republican, in Freeburg for standing tall for what you believe in. And anything we can do, The Save the Midget leader is William Bill Wilson, and I hope I don't get in trouble for giving his number out, but William Bill Wilson, it's 618-779-4638. I want to salute you, Bill, and also want to salute Joe. I won't give Joe's last name because I don't know if he'd want me to, but you guys, you keep the fight going in Freeburg. Anything I can do, I'll help lead the charge. We'll go pick at the mighty little people of America if we can find where them son of a bitches are. I would tell them, the big people of America, the big no-good son of a bitches of America, and every other group, leave local communities alone. They've done a great job in Freeburg. They don't need any interference. And again, I want to salute all the great people of Freeburg for fighting the fight. Keep it up. I respect every one of you for taking a stand. Don't let somebody come in and tell you what you have to do and how you have to live. Don't be ashamed of the mighty midgets. Be proud and let's fight. Thank you guys very much in Freeburg. Anything I can do to expose these son of a bitches, but they want to put a boycott on the concession stand. Now, you little bastards, why don't you worry about national issues? Why don't you go to Washington and worry about national issues? Jump these federal politicians or even the state politicians. But you know what? You're little people with little minds and not much and little integrity. So that's where I'm at on that. If I piss people off, I don't give a damn. People of Freeburg, keep up the fight. You need me. You know where I'm at. With me, my good friend, a lifetime coach and teacher in the School District 189, Coach Big John Watkins, graduate of the East Side class of 65. Big John, how you doing, buddy?
Great, Bob. Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me up today, offering me an opportunity to talk about the good people in East St. Louis. There are many people that I'm going to speak of today, but I could speak of 100. I could speak of 200, of more than that. Speak an hour on each one of them. We've got a ton of good people.
Black and white.
Black and white.
Right.
But good people that have been born, raised, educated in East St. Louis, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the kids I taught for 34 years in East St. Louis. A discussion of East St. Louis could not take place without first recognizing R.J. Krause, who recently passed away.
Yeah, right.
And I'd like to make special mention to his best friend Norm Miller and to his brother Russell.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. No, let's take that back. His two best friends, Norm Miller and his brother Russell.
That's right.
Russell was one of his best friends. Those guys just hung together, worked together, played together, donated time together. So I want to salute not only RJ in his passing, and what a great guy and what a great loss, but Russell Krause for all he's done and hopefully will continue to do for the children of East St. Louis.
Exactly. And RJ was a man who gave of himself, but by no means was he the only person in East St. Louis. Dr. Leanna Hill has dedicated her life to East St. Louis. Gene Jordan, Pop Miles, a coach from East St. Louis that coached boxing and football. I coached with him at Lincoln back in the 70s. Bob Shannon, of course, Jimmy Adams from Lincoln, Ken Goss, Fletcher Springfield, and people we know that are famous like Jackie Joyner and Al Joyner. Wonderful people. But when you talk about the good people and the things that they've done in East St. Louis, unfortunately, you have to talk about some of the bad ones.
You're right.
And we've got some people that have really sold these good citizens of East St. Louis out. For 30, 40, 50 years, we've voted for these people. And what have we gotten in return? In East St. Louis, we didn't get anything. And, you know, we've gotten a bunch of guys that have got taken care of, very good care of themselves. They've gotten jobs, $50,000, $60,000 a year. Some pay less. Some pay more.
Pay a lot more. You're right.
But not only that, they've scratched each other's back. They belong to this committee and that committee. And pretty soon, after you get on enough committees and after you get enough odd jobs, you're bombarded by an avalanche of paychecks.
And pensions.
And pensions. Some of these guys have got themselves set up for $200,000-$300,000 worth of pensions each year.
Each year. And you know what? We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about that. And I'm glad you segued into that, Big John, because I'm going to talk about Eddie Jackson, who's got 2 or 3 pensions. And these guys down in East St. Louis, they keep fighting for themselves instead of for the great people of East St. Louis. And I know you'll testify to that because you've been around there as long as I have, and there are some great people in East St. Louis that are being forgotten about.
That's right. And it's our job to think about them and think about the people of East St. Louis, because I'll guarantee you this. We'll be the first ones in a long time that have thought about them.
You're exactly right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Big John Watkins, coach extraordinaire of East St. Louis, Illinois School District 189. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. With me, my good friend, lifelong coach and teacher at East St. Louis School District 189, Big John Watkins, Coach John Watkins. And, John, we talked off the air. I talked about Eddie Jackson. I will be a candidate against him for state representative. He's got a pension on the school board. He's going to have a pension as a state representative. This guy's going to walk out making about $200,000 a year in pensions, and that's okay if it's Ralston Purina, Anheuser-Busch, A.G. Edwards. But we're going to have to fund him. And I mean this. I want to see every one of these political hacks live to be 300 for them and their family's sake. I mean that sincerely from the bottom of my heart. But we're going to have to fund their pensions for the rest of their lives.
Bob, let me ask you a question. We've got guys that we've talked about privately that have been judges. They've been council members. They've been board members. They've held state office, they've held county office, they've held local office in the municipalities and cities. How many people, and we've already discussed the fact that they're going to be getting pensions well up into the $250,000 area.
Yeah.
How many average citizens have that to look forward to in East St. Louis, or for that matter, in Belleville or other communities?
Well, not only don't have that to look forward to, what little money they make, they have to continue to fund these big pension guys.
No question. And it gets down to a very simple point. When does it cease being fair and become unfair?
Yeah, well, it's happened a long time ago. Listen, John Watkins, Big John Watkins, Coach Watkins, I'm going to have you back on. We don't have enough time now. I ran out of time as I usually do, so I wish you and your family the best. John Watkins, graduate of 1965, and I got to say, one hell of a football player. John, thank you for your dedication to East St. Louis, their community, and the life in general.
Bob, thank you for the opportunity to speak on the station, and thank you very much, and I'm proud to be your friend, and wish you the best.
You're one of the few that will say that on the air. Thank you, John. I just got a note. The Belleville News-Democrat, 2 days late. You know, I predicted that Parks was going to be the city manager. I predicted everything, and I can't remember everything I predicted, but I can tell you, not bragging, factually, it's all come to pass. I spoke yesterday and the day before about Rick Stone not running for re-election. He was going to announce his retirement. So guess what? The Belleville News-Democrat today just picked up on the story and announced that Rick Stone will not be a candidate for re-election for St. Clair County Coroner. And I want to say this to you, Rick, an ex-homicide partner and an ex-friend. I sincerely wish you the best in retirement. I mean that sincerely. And I hope, buddy, I hope you live to be 150. I hope you have a long, prosperous life. But it was time for you to get out of politics, Rick. You finally made that decision. I want to salute you for that. And I also made the announcement that Calvin Dye Sr. was going to be their pick for coroner. And guess who their pick for coroner is? I was telling people that last week. They couldn't believe it. They thought it was going to be a white guy. But when the white politicians in Belleville said, whoa, we may have a black candidate against our white guy, and the good people of East St. Louis may vote for the black candidate and just stay over on the other side of the ticket. What a nasty, not a racial move, people, but a racist move. They've put Calvin Dye Sr. Now, Calvin Dye Sr., a good man. He was a good state trooper. If he wants to run for marshal, for sheriff, I would say he's qualified. He's not qualified to be the coroner. The only qualification he has at this point is because he's black. Because that's what the boys in Belleville want to do. That's what they've done below the hill. That's what Francis Touche used to tell me day in and day out. We got to divide and conquer. And that's what they've done. That's what the St. Clair County Democratic Committee, Central Committee, the culture of corruption in St. Clair County. I hope every black person is totally, I'm not black and I'm offended by this. And I'm sure the proud black community feels the same way. Calvin Dye Sr., you know what he's doing now? Talk about pensions. He's making $75,000, $85,000 a year that we're paying him for the rest of his life. He's a relatively young man. He's got 30 years of that 70, 80, 90,000 that we're paying him as a retired state trooper. And I want to salute him for his service because I respect every law enforcement community, not the bums with the badges, but the professional police officers. So what do? Instead of giving somebody else the opportunity to have a job as an investigator at the state's attorney's office that also has another pension that is not the same pension as state police, or he wouldn't be doing it. So they flip around in these different pensions. He's young enough with the St. Clair County State's Attorney's Office, he could get another $50,000, $60,000 a year pension. But they put him in as an investigator, and now, after a year as an investigator, they're going to run him for coroner. See, you good people, not just black and white in the Democratic Party, you're never going to have the opportunity to advance. And I want to ask you people in East St. Louis, I want to ask you, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, I want to ask you, Alonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Al Parks, Amika Jackson, the leaders of East St. Louis, did they come down and ask you who you wanted to be the candidate for coroner? I'll bet you $1 million they didn't. The white boys shoved Calvin Dye Sr. down your throat because that's who they want. You guys get them elected every 2 years, every 4 years, and you're going to take that crap from these guys in Belleville? I'm sure you would have picked a proud, qualified black candidate. They didn't even ask you guys. In the proud black community, you understand me. When the boys in Belleville screw your black political leaders, what the hell do you think you have coming? What the hell do you think you have coming? We're going to talk about this more Monday, but how egregious, how racist. I guess it's the same situation when Chief Judge John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on a poodle asked Elliot Davis, hey, is your name Rufus? I guess they think every black person's named Rufus down there. And that's not me saying that. That's John Barasivic running for retention or running for re-election for judge. You people, don't get mad at me for delivering the message. Get mad at the people that created the message. And that's these rotten bastards in Belleville. Black and white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, independents. We all need to stand together and get rid of this culture of corruption. Thank you, Jessica from Cahokia. She started a Fans of the Grim Reaper Facebook page. That's Fans of the Grim Reaper. You can go there, cuss me out. You can see my ugly face. You can do whatever you want. It'd be good therapeutic practice for everybody. So that's Fans of the Grim Reaper. And don't forget, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. We're coming strong, people. We built a good foundation. We're going to be there not just for us. We're going to be there for you and everybody else. We are all going to unite. And next year, we're going to show these no-count, low-life, rotten bastard son of a bitches what we're about. And it's about destroying the culture of corruption right here in St. Clair County. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back Monday, same time, same place. We'll be all over these son of a bitches. We'll be all over this county, all over this state. We'll let the national guys take care of national concerns. But let's start this journey. And as I've always said, the journey of 1,000 miles, a successful journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Let's take that single step. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition has taken that step. Get on board. Let's all walk together. Let's all unite, because that's the only way we can beat these rotten bastards. So let's continue to unite, hand in hand, side by side, so we can continue to expose these no-count political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians. Drag them, as we always do, mentally, of course, drag them over the political coals of hell. And at the end of the day, just like waiting for the last recess bell, you're waiting, and when it comes, you're happy as hell. And we can all be happy as hell, because together we can unite as good people of St. Clair County and destroy this culture of corruption, put a knife through their hearts, their political hearts, of course, and destroy them politically. Yeah, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQ.